30 pieces of silver. That's what I hear over and over, 30 pieces of silver, and recognize your Judas, right? Now I'm gonna make it make sense, but hi, this is Marisa with Marisa Moments. So what I received to share with you is that many of us have identified and recognized, which is the same thing, the Judas in our life, right? And what God puts on my heart to share is that they're there for a reason. So first and foremost, let's stop trying to prevent them from doing what they're here to do in the first place, right? Because the original Judas, if he wouldn't have never done what he was supposed to do, then we wouldn't be here right now talking about it, right? We wouldn't be here walking in faith. We wouldn't be saved from grace and all of those types of things, right? But what God put on my heart to share with you is that many of us have formed our life script to fit around the Judas in our lives. Many of us have formed and adjusted our life's script in order for us to conform to the Judas in our lives. Now, what I received behind that, because I'm like, Lord, what? Make it make sense. Let's talk about it, right? No longer should you feel the need to defend yourself. No longer should you feel the want and the desire to give it like how they give it, right? To give it how they give it, right? Okay, I had to make it make sense for myself. So what I receive is going toe to toe, matching energy, all of these different types of things with your Judas, right? Because what's happening is a lot of us are facing, it's that time of facing the Judas and not even just facing, but understanding and identifying them is what I hear, right? However, if we spend all of our time focused in on them and trying to have that dialogue with them, trying to get to that space of understanding, and almost like what I hear is manipulation, right? Because you're trying to make them see things from a different angle. Why would you be the Judas? Why 30 pieces of silver? What is going through your mind? What have I done to you? Why? And meanwhile, your whole purpose is passing, right? Your whole purpose is passing. And what I see is yes, it's going to come back around just like karma, but you're putting yourself on a detour because you feel like you have to defend yourself amongst people who are selling you for 30 pieces of silver. How do you defend yourself and make amends and create a space of understanding with Judas, right? Because here's the thing. They won't understand until they have carried out their mission. Judas wasn't trying to return those 30 pieces of silver before he turned Jesus in, right? Before he betrayed him. It wasn't until afterwards when he saw the aftermath of his own decisions and his own personal walk that he tried to return those funds because his guilt started to eat at him. And what God has put on my heart to share with you is it's not your place to try to make them see the error of their ways before they can even do it, because then they're going to miss out on their lesson, right? And it doesn't even have to be as big as that circumstance, but that's what God puts on my heart to share with you. So that way you can get that better understanding that you need to not turn around. You need to not try to explain yourself away is what I hear. Because as you explain yourself, it's stripping you of who you are. Because now you're meeting people and in places and in situations and circumstances where they are not even willing to see you, right? They don't even see you. Can't even acknowledge your existence. But once you are walking in your path and purpose, once they start to recognize who you are, it's going to be from a distance. They're just going to be seeing the back of you and trying to catch up, right? Then they're going to be saying, I knew them when, I remember when, all of these different types of things. And then they will understand why it was the Judas who was making them think a different way, right? Why it was the Judas. Listen, I'm starting to get personal here, right? I got to pause at 444. Bottom line is stop trying to change the course of your future's history. because God has already went before us and paved the way. God already knows which direction, regardless of what direction we choose to go, right? God already knows the outcome because he's already cleared the way for us. And our most perfect, what I hear, outcome will be detoured and skewed if we allow the Judas of our world to throw us off our path and trajectory. So all of this to say, you do not have to prove anything. You do not have to have a response. You do not have to try to change their minds. You do not have to stay there stuck in the mud where somebody refuses to actually acknowledge that they own boots and can walk through it themselves, right? You do not have to drag everybody behind you. You are not God. And sometimes we have to remind ourselves of that because we have this godlike complex that tells us, well, I can heal them. I can change their hearts. I can do this. I can do that. But maybe, just maybe, God put you in their lives to walk away from them so that way that healing can ensue in your absence as opposed to your presence, right? That healing didn't, not even that healing, but that realization, that epiphany didn't ensue in Judas until Jesus was already gone and captured, right? That's when he recognized the error of his ways, but it was already too late. Now, I'm not putting that on anyone, but what I am saying is stop feeling like you have to change the outcome for things that are divinely destined for you, for your greatest destiny, for your greatest purpose, for your greatest fulfillment. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Apples and tomatoes, all the things, and bye.